Hey everybody, Eric Mitchell with Gold Star Mortgage here with our Simple Nexus team. Today's video, we're going to go through the borrower experience on the app on their phone. I know in the most recent video, we talked about the loan officer experience and the realtor experience. So if you're questioning what is that experience, check out the video just prior to this one. But today we're just talking about the borrower experience. So Dana, let's see what we got today.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Eric. So what you see in front of you is my phone as a borrower experience. You as a loan officer will be able to share the app as well as your real estate agents. So when it's shared, you're going to see, like in this case, everybody's tied together. What this is going to do is when it's shared from you as a loan officer or the real estate agent, they're going to be brought to a page that looks like this. If they want to fill it out on the web, they put in their email address. But what we're going to talk about today is the ability to do it right from their mobile device, which just makes that borrower's experience that much easier. So they put in their phone number, they send themselves, it'll send them a link directly to the Google Play or Apple App Store, depending on if they're on an Android or Apple device. At that point, all they're going to simply do is click Get Started. When they do that, they'll put in their email address. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my application by putting in my email. I'm just going to go ahead and create one here. Put in my first name, my last name. And then put in my phone number. Once I create my account, then I'll be brought into the application to go ahead and complete it. And this is, by the way, a dynamic application. So these questions will change as I go through it as the borrower. So as I answer different questions, it may require me to answer additional questions or take other questions away. I'm going to go ahead and set up my password so I'll be able to access the application securely. And now once I've set up my password, I can go ahead and start filling out the application. Agree to your terms and conditions. And now I'm brought to kind of my landing page where I can complete the loan application by simply clicking Loan Application. I do have it set up where I'm requiring a driver's license for every borrower. So if you do have any defaulted templates or tasks for your borrowers to upload, they'll see those immediately. They will also be able to share it with family and friends. So when they realize how easy this experience is, they'll start sharing it with everybody out there, and then they can choose if they want to fill it out on the web or just download the app as I'm showing you in today's presentation. From there, I'm just going to jump right in. I can go ahead and click Loan Application. And now I'll go ahead and be able to start that process. Everything's going to pre-fill as I've already entered it. So I've already got my first name, last name, phone number. Go ahead and throw in my social security number, my date of birth. And as you can see, it's very easy for them to complete. Very large font. They're not having to pinch and zoom or do anything like that. Auto formatting address information, as you can see, so they don't have to complete all those fields or mistype anything. As I stated earlier, it's dynamic. So if I put, let's say, less than 2 years at my current address, it's going to require additional address information. If I put more than 2 years up above, it's going to go ahead and take those questions away. So no longer I have to put in my previous address information. I'll also make my phone a little bit bigger here. Continue. And then we do have day one certainty built right within our demo environment. So if you are taking advantage of this, this will allow us to go ahead and pull back that borrower's employment information. If you're not taking advantage of this, again, this can be requested after the application's been submitted. But in this case, I'm just going to show you how easy it is for that borrower to get their employment information. In this case, who employment records. I'm going to say I work at Enterprise USA. I can add a second or third job or say I'm done. Submit that information. You as a loan officer will get an email and a push notification once that report's available for that income and employment. Home to government monitoring information. And then, of course, just reviewing what I've just completed for my own personal information. Once I've reviewed that small section, continue on. And now I'll decide if I need to add a borrower or co-borrower. If you do have two borrowers apply, they can share an email or they can have separate emails with our platform. Very easy to handle in either case. Again, if I own my house, very dynamic. We're going to ask all about their housing information. If I say if I currently rent, you're going to notice it takes those questions away. So again, just tailored to each and every bar to make sure we're asking the appropriate questions. Asset verification. Again, I can go ahead and connect my bank account information right here. I can search for my bank or credit union. In this case, it's FinBank. It's going to connect me securely, and I'm going to go ahead and log directly into my financial institution. Once I do that, it'll come back with any deposit accounts I have. In this case, I'm going to choose to expose my checking and savings account for my down payment. I can add additional institutions if I need. I can click on add new account or just submit that information. I can add gifts, grants. If I want to add any type of assets, boats, cars, I can add all that information here. Otherwise, I can go ahead and continue on. If I want to add any type of alimony, child support, any type of liabilities, I can add those here. Review. And then finally, the property and loan information. And then in this case, again, just dynamic. If I'm doing a purchase, refinance, construction, depending on how you have your application set up, will determine what that borrower is able to select for their loan purpose. Just say checking and let's just do checking and savings. Do single family. Oops, keep selecting the wrong one. Primary. Put in to say I've got an address of a home I'm looking to buy. And again, pulling in that address information just makes it a lot easier for that borrower. And then ultimately my declarations. And keep in mind, as your borrower is filling out this application, that our platform at Simple Nexus will also be analyzing the answers that they're providing. So when I submit this application in just a couple of moments, I will be presented a very dynamic list of items that are going to be required by you as a loan officer to start getting this loan processed. So that is also going to be shown to that borrower upon submission. And you're noticing that I've literally spent probably less than 3 minutes to complete this application. Very easy to be able to do even from the mobile device. We'll get their credit authorization. We'll push a copy of this right over to your processing system.
Okay, hold on. So this is a big one, right?
Yep.
So it says do a credit check, right? So either a soft or hard pull, right? So what if a borrower doesn't want a hard pull? Can we customize this screen so we're just doing a soft pull?
Yep, so this is fully configurable. So if you want to change the text on this screen, that is something that we can support. This is just our default text that we have in our demo environment.
And is that a company-wide default or is that a per loan officer default?
I believe that is company-wide. We might be able to go down to region or branches depending on how you're configured.
Okay.
I'd have to check from the LO. It might be LO configurable. I'd have to confirm to say for sure.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Same thing for e-consent. Same as I just mentioned, you can configure this based off whatever your compliance or audit team requires. We just have kind of standardized, terminology. If I want to expand it, I can click read more. I can read all about it if I want to go ahead and do that, as we have a lot, or I can just say read less. So it goes ahead and tracks it back up. Referral, review, and then go ahead and submit our application. Now, once I submit my application, this is where I'll see my submission successful message. I'll see all of my loan officer contact information and say, got it. And now at this point, I'll be able to go ahead and complete my tasks. Now you're going to notice I have specific tasks based off of my application. So I said I had a bankruptcy in the last 7 years in my declarations. So it's requiring me to provide that document. I said I was doing a purchase and I have an address to the property I'm looking to buy. Therefore, my application in my demo environment is requiring to upload a purchase agreement. What's really nice is now your borrower can literally just, let's say, click on driver's license and click upload file, or I can say take a photo. And then I can simply grab my driver's license. I can hover over it, snap a picture, use photo, and go ahead and submit it. And just like that, that will go ahead and complete that task. It'll get pushed right over to your LOS, so you don't have to worry about anyone sending you, emailing you, or any of that. We'll move that right from the to-do bucket over here to the done bucket, so you can see now my driver's license is complete. So very easy for that borrower to go ahead and complete that dynamic task list immediately upon submitting their application. If I click on the little ellipsis on the left-hand side, it's also going to allow me to view all of my documents. So everything that I'm sending to you, all of my documents that you're requiring of me as the borrower, everything you're sending to me, if they're sending disclosures or one-off signable documents, all inside my document folder. And of course, I can run calculators as well. Oops. And then I can also access any previous loan. So if I go back, I can see the loan that I'm working on. If I maybe want to do another mortgage transaction for a second home, or maybe 6 months from now, 12 months from now, I want to refinance my loan, I can simply come out here and click start a new loan application just as easily. Okay. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and see if there's anything else, Eric, you wanted to mention. I did also want to mention that they do have full access to all of their milestones, as you can see. So as the loan goes through the process into different stages, they're going to see whatever milestones you created. My demo environment does have a 6-stage process, but if you guys created a different experience, they'll be able to see all that very easily from here as well.
Okay, so let's say the client has received this from the loan officer. Can the loan officer add the realtor into this environment after the application has been started?
So you as a loan officer absolutely can add a real estate agent after the fact. So if you didn't share it maybe initially with that real estate agent, you can actually log right into Simple Nexus and add them after the fact very easily.
Okay, and so let's say the borrower, the realtor, and the loan officer are now in the app in this transaction. Can the borrower message the loan officer or the realtor or both? What would that look like from a borrower standpoint?
Yep. So that borrower has also shortcuts at the bottom of their screen here where they can see the homepage where I'm at right now. They can pull up the calculators, which I'll pull up in a second, the documents, which I mentioned, and then also the chat. So if I want to jump out here as I'm filling out the application, they will see you as a loan officer. If you do have your team members, like your LOAs, your processors, your junior LOs, they'll see everyone that's associated with the file, if that's something that you guys have set up. If there is a real estate agent tied into the transaction, they will see a separate chat log that says, send a chat with the real estate agent or the builder or whoever you've got tied in. Or if the real estate agent originally shared it, let's say at an open house, that's going to automatically create different chat channels, one for the loan team, one for the real estate agent, so on and so forth. So that borrower, when they go to the chat icon, they're going to see the predetermined chat channels based off of how that application was shared.
Love it. Okay, calculators.
And then the calculators, if they click on them, they can just simply jump in here. They can run whatever calculator they need. They can move their sliders around. You as a loan officer will be able to create whatever loan officer or whatever calculator defaults that you like within Simple Nexus. So if you lend in an area or maybe the average your average home value is 500 or 800,000 versus 400, or maybe the rate obviously is not 4%, but you wanted to change that to the default, let's say 6 or 7%.
Yeah, it's not 4%. Yeah, it's not 4%.
Yep, all of that can be set up right within Simple Nexus. What's nice is now it's going to give that borrower can see what their payment's going to look like, principal and interest, the full PITI. We will calculate PMI if they do put in a calculator value over 80%. And then they can view and share a PDF from here. They can send it out to their spouse. It'll generate a PDF. And then they can go ahead and text or email it out. It'll generate a great payment breakout between balance, interest, and principal, and a full amortization table. So now that borrower can email or text it to themselves. They can send it to their spouse, whatever they need to do. Also, if they're shopping around, obviously, if they're looking at 3, 4, 5 houses, maybe they want to save this under, the blue house or under the address. I can put blue house, save it. And then if I want to go run a different calculator for, let's say, the red house, maybe I'm doing a different loan amount, I can save it under a different value, calculate. And now maybe I want to save that under, the red house. So I don't have to go in here on every single situation and have to rerun the calculators, because now I can just jump back here. I can go right to my saved calculators, which are right here as the borrower. And now I can see my predetermined and saved calculators, my blue house calculation, what my red house payment would be. And then I can open it up and I can go ahead and jump right back into making changes if I need to.
Wonderful. Okay, and if we were to click on docs, it shows the documents that are still outstanding or versus what I've uploaded.
Yep. So this is where you're gonna see everything that's been sent to you, everything you've sent in. It'll see any recent files that have been completed. If they want to go ahead and upload additional documents that are not part of the original conditions list, for example, they can just simply click add document, and then I'll go ahead and let them choose a file or go ahead and take a picture of it. Otherwise, if they do want to access and go back to their task list, they just simply go back to the homepage. And this is going to, again, allow them to now take a picture of, let's say, the purchase agreement, and open up that camera like I showed you with the driver's license.
Got it. Seems pretty simple. And
If they
so
need to reach out to you as a loan officer, they can simply just click at your picture right at the top, and that'll open up all of your contact information. And also keep in mind, when you share the app, you have the ability inside of Simple Nexus to create linking. And these can be unique all the way down to that borrower level. So when I share this app with this specific borrower, I talked to them ahead of time and found out that they're an absolutely huge Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. So what I did is, before I shared my app, I created this customized link. So now they can actually open up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule right within my mortgage app. And when they close out of it by clicking in the X in the upper left-hand corner, they're right back into that mortgage app. And you can provide whatever links, company links, if you've got some videos that you put some work into, whatever it is, you guys can provide some pretty good value here. So now when they have that app downloaded, you're providing them a more personalized touch than just a transactional.
got it. Love it. So if you're a borrower, does Simple Nexus track where borrowers run into roadblocks? Like, is there a place where a borrower typically needs a little help or handholding?
Typically not. I mean, with the app, and this is one of the beautiful things of having this native app, is most people have a smartphone. I don't know anyone personally that doesn't have a
Correct.
smartphone. And when they get to the submitting it through their phone and they're presented that task list, it pretty much opens up the camera. They just snap a picture. It brings them right back into the app. So generally speaking, there's not a lot of friction points. And this is one of the reasons it's a lot easier from the mobile device, because if they're on the web, then they have to log into their computer. They have to attach files. They have to figure out how to get them on their computer.
Yeah.
This way, it opens up the camera on their device. It snaps a picture. The other big advantage here is if you have borrowers, anyone that's concerned about a security, because they're inside this native app, we do not store these documents on the device itself. So like when I took a picture of the front of my driver's license, that does not go to my camera roll. Even though we're using the camera of the device, because we're inside that Simple Nexus app itself, all of that is in the cloud, encrypted, SOC 2 secure.
Same as if I'm doing a check deposit to my bank. I take a picture of the check, the front and back in the bank app.
Yep.
It's not on my camera roll. It's right into the bank app. Same.
Exactly. So that is a huge security savings. So you don't have to worry about borrowers using their camera of just their device, and unbeknownst to them, now it's on their camera roll. So that is another big.
Have you like right away? I'm thinking like, what could go wrong, right? Because my brain's like, oh my god, where's the trauma that's
Sure.
going to come from this? So, do you ever have borrowers taking pictures of bank statements one page at a time, and uploading it that way, or are you finding that most people, they're just uploading a PDF of?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually it's pretty straightforward, because if they're going to take a picture, and I'll just, for example, choose upload document here, and I say take a picture, it's laid out in a very easy fashion, because when I do that, I can take, for example, again, I'm just going to do my driver's license. If I snap a picture of the front, it's going to go ahead and crop out. It's going to shape that document so I'm getting exactly the document. And then I can just simply, if I realize it's a bank statement with 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, it's laid out pretty easily, because I'm not just on the camera of the device. I'm inside the app. So there's quick link buttons. So now if I want to add a page or flip it over, I just flip it over, snap a page, snap that, crop that out, and then I can make it brighter or darker as a borrower. And then I can keep adding pages. And then once I'm done adding, 5, 10, 15, 20 pages or 100 pages, self tax return, whatever it is, I click review. And now I go ahead and submit that, and that will automatically go as a PDF file.
So a borrower really can take pictures of their bank statement pages as long as they have all the pages, and it'll come in order.
Yep, all in order.
Wow.
All is one file inside your LOS, so it makes your operations team
Oh my god,
processors
will love that for sure.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, man. Is there anything that we're missing? I mean, it feels pretty complete, very dynamic, very simple, very easy.
I mean, the only thing that I'll really throw out there, and this is more statistically speaking, over the last 2-3 years at Simple Nexus, what we've seen is a big shift of borrowers that have really adopted mobile technology and a native mobile app. 2 to 3 years ago, prior to COVID, 40% of applications in Simple Nexus were done on the mobile app and 60% on the web page. But we've seen a complete reversal. We're actually over 60% through the app and 40 on the web. And this is partially because of COVID. A lot of people have downloaded apps. A lot of people are using mobile apps because it's a lot easier experience. As you noticed, I fill out an application, a mortgage application on my phone through the app in less than 5 minutes and talking at the same time. So that's a big one. You can take your pictures of all that right from that mobile device. And the generation, the buyers of the younger generation, 45 and 50 years and younger, that's what they do. They do everything from their phone, from their tablet. So a lot of them don't have laptops and desktop towers and computers at their house to be able to fill out an application. So having the power of that native app and doing it literally from start to finish with your mobile device is absolutely huge. So I would encourage you to definitely leverage the technology.
Love it, man.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate your time, and Raina, thank you for setting this up. Love you guys, and Gold Star loan officers, you know, jump into the mobile environment because this is going to serve you really well. Thank you very much for your time, guys.